Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie, and welcome to Wine versus Wine. Each episode, I'm going to review two wines, one that I know fairly well and one that someone I know has recommended to me. This episode, I'm going to be doing rosés, which should be kind of fun. Now, rosé is not a grape. Instead, it's a type of wine. And you can tell rosés because they're usually pinkish in color. Rosés are in that middle ground between white wine and red wine. And the reason that they're there is because of the amount of time that they're left on the skins. The skins determine color in wine. White wines are not left on the skins at all. Red wines are left on the skins all the way through. And rosé wines are left on the skins only partially, which is why they end up with that pink color. Now, rosés can be made from any type of grape out there, which is kind of fascinating because that means that no rosé is going to be similar to any other rosé. I want to say something, though, about wines that look pinkish in color in general. They tend to have a bad rap, and that's almost entirely due to the wine known as white Zinfandel. Now, the term was first coined by the winemaker at Sutter Home back in the 1970s, and Sutter Home continues to be one of the major producers of white Zinfandel. But over the years, it's come to kind of mean a mass-produced wine that's pinker and sweeter than other wines and almost has a little bit of slight carbonation to it. It's gotten the derogatory nickname wine for people who don't really like wine. The grapes in a lot of white Zinfandel tend to be a lot of lower quality, and it's not necessarily Zinfandel in your white Zinfandel. It could be any type of grape, really. And so when you see white Zinfandel, a lot of people are going to shy away from it if you know anything about wine. I certainly tend to. I know that a lot of the better quality wineries don't really produce white Zinfandels in terms of name. Instead, they have rosés, like the one I'm going to try today. So given that rosés can come from any type of grape, the one I'm doing today, which is the Ode to Lulu Rosé from, from Bedrock Winery in California, is made from the Mourvedre grape. Now, you're not going to find a lot of things made from the Mourvedre grape these days. Usually, it's used as a blending grape in different types of blends. So, the grape itself comes from Spain initially, where it's called Monastrell, but it's probably best known for being a component of French Rhone blends, especially the ones known as GSMs, Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. It's generally known as a blending wine, but you're seeing some really cool stuff from winemakers, at least here in California, but elsewhere as well in the past 10 years or so, where people are starting to make 100% Mourvedres as well as Mourvedre dominant blends. Now, Mourvedre is a very sturdy, substantial grape. By itself, the reds it makes tend to be high in tannins and also high in alcohol, and they can stand up to the same hearty foods that Cabernets do, different types of red meats and things like that. So, the rosé from Bedrock Vineyards, Ode to Lulu. Let's take a look at the color. So you can see that, I mean, on the camera here, this doesn't even really look like pink so much. It almost looks like a darker Chardonnay. But I do assure you that there is some pinkness to this. But again, the color is not necessarily something that you would identify as a standard rosé. So let me swirl it around a little bit, get a smell. So there's a really nice bunch of different aromas going on there. I'm getting a little bit of cherry, almost a little bit of orangey type citrus, but there's also some nice floral components to it as well. And it's really, really nice on the nose. Very gentle floral components and almost a little bit of, I don't know, maybe almost a little bit of herb too on there. Not sure which ones. Herbs, not herb. This is not a marijuana wine. Anyway, let's take a sip. That is delicious. Those flavors I described initially, they really kind of bloom in the mid palate. And what lingers afterwards is a little bit of the floralness and a little bit of that orangeness too. It's almost like a blood orange. So that's delicious. That's really wonderful. As far as food pairings go, it's not quite summer yet, but it's never too early to start thinking about barbecues and grilling. And this would be a perfect for a lot of different types of grilled meats. You could also do it with some seafood as well, some grilled seafood, maybe even some scallops uh, that you do pan sauteed at home. Those could be good as well. So that is a delicious wine, really, really good. Now, the second pink wine that I have is one that my mom's friend Susan has given me. And so, like usual, I'm trying to not take a look at it beforehand. So, let's see what type of grapes that this one is made from. I'm always interested to see. Fortunately, it's not going to be white Zinfandel, so we're going to be lucky. Okay, it's a white Zinfandel. Bay Bridge white Zinfandel. I just went on a whole diatribe against white Zinfandel, and now I have this. Well, let's see what grape it's made from. It doesn't say what grape it's made from. Alcohol, 9.5% by volume. Okay, I'm going to keep an open mind. Again, not everything labeled white Zinfandel is necessarily bad, so let's take a look at this. That's pink. That's some pink going on there. No doubt that this is in the pink family. I believe they're trying to produce a heavily pink wine. Let's smell it. What? Okay, this smells kind of sweet to start with, but it also smells like someone was eating it with some really cheap store-bought brie cheese and kind of had a slice of cheese, a bite of cheese, and then took some wine and swirled them both around in their mouth, and then they poured them back out into the bottle. That's kind of the nose that I'm getting from this. All right, let's try a sip. Ooh. Oh, God. That's almost as bad as the fucking Manischewitz. Holy. Okay. Yeah. Boy, is that sweet. Boy, is that... okay, I'm getting notes of corn syrup, artificial strawberry flavoring, lemon, like a really beat up, bruised lemon that is at the bottom of the pile in the supermarket that you then kind of soak in sugar water for 3 weeks and then sort of squeeze off the remnants into the wine. God. Okay. Food pairings for this. I already mentioned the cheap-ass brie that you can get from probably a fucking gas station these days. Who knows? Oreos? I don't know. Plain Triscuits? You could maybe use this and pour it over some McDonald's ice cream to make something hearty. I don't know. That really... I really have to get some new recommendations from friends for wines because I'm not doing so well here with these ones. But Anyway, I'm glad I introduced you to the Bedrock Rosé. Stay the fuck away from White Zinfandel. Don't buy anything labeled White Zinfandel. I was trying to be nice, but this one just sent me over the edge. And I'll see you next time. Bye.